like you to hit the like button at the beginning, because every time you hit the like button, you are letting YouTube know that what you are seeing and hearing is edifying for you, so it can be shared with others. That's why hitting the like button is so important. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing to the channel.
It had to happen. Your title is so powerful. When I read the name of your ministry, it had to happen.
Let's welcome our host, Erica Wilson.
Great day, everyone. We're here live today with the girl, Erica Wilson, that it had to happen. Wow, oh my gosh, it's already Tuesday, November 19th. My goodness, it is Tea Time Tuesday. And let me tell you all about tonight's topic. It is Keep It a Buck. We have a 3-timer on, y'all, but let me go ahead and give y'all today's message. Keep it a buck, right? Now, what does that really mean, you ask? Well, it's a phrase that encouraged us to be honest, transparent, and genuine in our interactions, right, with others. Man, it's about keeping things real. Whew. I pray that you guys can keep someone and keep it real with you all, being true to ourselves and not putting on airs or pretending to be something that we're not. So let's strive to keep it a buck, y'all, in all our conversations, interactions, and relationships. Remember, authenticity is key, y'all. Let me tell you all about my guest on tonight. He is a IH2 3-timer. Not only that, he attended the University of Florida. He's a retired NFL vet, a father of a beautiful daughter, and an entrepreneur, and just launched a new podcast called Keep It a Buck. So let me introduce to some and present to others the Josh Evans. Welcome.
What's going on?
Oh my God, it is so crazy. We're back here yet again for another segment. So I truly want to thank you. Start off thanking you for even believing in me and trusting me with your story. So thank you for accepting the invitation and coming back for the what? Third time.
Absolutely. 3P, baby, 3P.
That's what I'm talking about. So if you can, I read a little bit about you. We may have some new viewers that's on tonight. Can you go ahead and tell them a little bit about who is Josh Evans?
Yes. Well, first off, I'm a God-fearing individual. I'm a father, former NFL vet, entrepreneur, and just stepped into the podcast space to pretty much shine a light on other people, their stories with the Keep It a Buck podcast, and venture off, man. I'm stepping into a new field to explore different avenues of things I would like to talk about, whether it's mental health, whether it's what people did, their life transactions, what they go through. And I'm excited to step into this next journey.
Man, I love it. And the way that you started off is you said you're a God-fearing man. And if you heard what you said before that, you said a 3P, right? So one for the Father, one for the Son, and one for the Holy
One for the Holy Ghost. Come on now. Come on, baby.
All right. But you know what? I truly, again, I can't thank you enough for coming back again. And what I love is what you're doing now. The Keep It a Buck podcast, y'all. Y'all listen, it's at the beginning, but guys, please do lay around to see what's getting ready to come. If you have not followed them yet, please do go over to social media at
Keep it a buck pod, baby.
all right. So tell us a little bit about that. What does it mean to you to be, keep it a buck? How did that name even come about, Josh?
So, my partner Jarvis, for probably over a year or two, he's been talking to me about getting into the podcast space. And it's been something I always wanted to do, just never really had the time to get to it. But the past 2 months, we've been able to start building a team and really kind of take advantage of the time, some of the off time that I had to really kind of get into the podcast space. But keeping a buck is kind of a slogan, something that we always use during our conversations. We said it so many times where it's like, yeah, we should name the podcast this. And it's about being real. It's about being authentic. The podcast is about life transitions, the harsh reality. And we also like to talk about the storm before the success, right? Before we get to that mountaintop, we all go through something. And I think that's a story that needs to be told to everyone.
Wow. You know what? And that's so crazy how everything ties into each other. It's basically your it per se before you actually jump into the success, right? But we know a lot of times in life, a lot of people like to jump over their it's and try to get to the purpose per se, right? And I love the fact that you and Jarvis is doing this and shedding light on so many different areas, especially one being though now more than ever we need it, mental health. We need to speak more about it and what ways to hear about what how to help somebody to get through it if you haven't been through something, right? So I tell you, great. Listen, this young man here, Joey Bags of Recovery, he also have a podcast as well, and he is clean now. He was addicted for a while. His show is way next year in January, y'all. Y'all have to come and watch him. See things like that. You see what I'm saying? God allows the it's to transpire in our life because it's birthed in a purpose for us. So here it is. You want to job us, y'all doing the darn thing. Keep it a buck, y'all.
Trying to get like you.
Listen, we can pour into each other. And I told you that I love. You know that about me already. You know that about me. So we have some viewers that's on now. Can you tell them how did we even meet?
Oh man. Ooh. So a lot of people probably don't know, but me and her son, Alan Hearns, played ball together in Jacksonville. And we shared a moment. We've always came across each other in crossing. Of course, like the mom she is, she come to every game, support in her Jag gear. And I always loved that about her. And the first time I came on, we shared a moment where there's actually a game where me and Alan got hurt the same game. We both had a concussion. And I heard her very emotional for her son. And it kind of made me feel a way of like, damn, I could hear a lady crying out for her son, didn't know who it was at the time, but I can feel the presence of a mom. I can feel the concern of a mom. And it was one of those moments where it made me think about if my mom was still here, or I wish my mom was kind of, here to embrace me the same way during the injury. And that's kind of what brought us closer with me sharing my experience to hear that.
Wow. And I have that clip here and I'm definitely going to play it since you already brought it up. I wanted to, just fresh everyone, bring everyone abreast, to last time when you was here. But the young man, Joey, he says, I wasn't just addicted. I was suffering from depression and so many other mental health issues. He says, but I'm ready to do my calling and give back and save lives. So tell me something, Josh, can you speak to him? He's starting out new. However, can you just give him some words of encouragement, please?
Absolutely. First of all, Joey, I appreciate you, being open and vulnerable with us. And I encourage you to stay in this force that you're in. I encourage you to stay in this phase of trying to help others and being open yourself to talk about it. I think we all come from areas where mental health isn't talked about enough. And I do talk about it a lot on my podcast. And it takes a lot of vulnerability, right? Not everybody talks about what they're dealing with all the times and, the stress and anxiety that comes with the depression, what you're dealing with. I think the more we're able to make it more comfortable for our people to not look at therapy or look at talking to someone about an issue more comfortable, it'll make people more willing to be understanding and also adapt to change, right? And I strongly encourage you to keep speaking out and try to find ways to, I guess, blend with the people in a way of also sharing your personal story, right? We can't talk about mental health and not talk about your own mental health. So I realized me sharing my story, me talk about my depression, anxiety, the things I went through as a former player, it makes me relatable to people to not, feel like I'm in a different category because I might have, reached this or might have done this. I'm human, and I battle the same feelings and emotions like everyone else.
Oh God, you dropping some jewels already, and we haven't even got into the juicy part of it as of yet. But you know what? Though it is so amazing that you can not only take what you've been through and actually give it to someone else. See, a lot of times when it is transpiring in our life, we don't want to talk about it. You said it. We don't want to tell them. Because guess what? We're under someone else's, maybe someone throw their opinion out there. And we already know everyone has opinion. And somebody at the crowd is not going to be happy. But these comments are rolling in. Let's see. All right. Our guy, the realist, keep it a buck. Johnson Harris presents Keep It Up podcast. Okay. So I put together an event for kids to get free haircuts, and the governor posted it on her social media page. God is good. We have to give back, and we can't get greedy. That is absolutely true. But let me show y'all the last time my guy was here with me. Oh my God. When I say he blessed my heart. And the thing is, you never ever know what a person is going through, what they have gone through, and it's just so we need to extend grace, compassion, and empathy for others, right? And what if, Josh, say for instance, what if I would have gave up asking you to come? Every time I saw you, I was like, come over for dinner, come on over, and I never understood why, but I didn't stop. You see? But let's jump into that video really quick.
But Josh has had to face even tougher challenges.
To walk in, 13-year-old kid, and to see your mom dying in front of you, I mean, what more could you really say to see that at that magnitude at 13 years old? It just put me in a whole different mindset.
Josh's mom lost her battle with ovarian cancer.
It was the worst thing, the worst thing that could ever happen.
Who never did anything, and I never had no cruel intent behind it. I just mentally wasn't in a space to be able to accept it. I didn't know how to. I didn't know how to tell you, hey, I'm hurting. You know what I mean? Like, to see you kiss your son and see you come to these games, every game, never miss a game, like, that hurts me because I could never have that. I just never knew how to speak up and say, hey, like, when I see this, I'm happy, but also hurting at the same time because I want that. You know what I mean? I want to come after a game I had a good game and hug and kiss my mom. I remember a moment where I don't even think you made me cry in this moment, and I'm telling you this because we never spoke about it. I got hurt. Me and Alan got hurt in the same game. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you. We got hurt in the same game. I forget what team it was, whether it was Atlanta or whatever. We both ended up having a concussion or something like that. And my dad was at the game. Here's the thing. My dad was at the game, and I think my sister was at the game. And I went in, they brought me in. I was like kind of knocked out for a little bit. Alan got hurt, and I think he had I don't know if he had a concussion or an ankle knee problem. And I remember hearing you in the hallway crying because of what happened to him, and you wasn't aware of what was going on, that it made me cry. I cried because it's like, damn, I knew how you felt for your son to be hurt in the field, but I cried because my dad they didn't come down and check on me. And I was hurt.
Wow.
Powerful.
Being though that very powerful. Being though that you just saw what you saw, and it took you back a little bit, not just see the mental health part of it started way back then. You see, and again, a lot of times what happened in our homes is whatever happens here stays here. Or if you're a man, this is the one thing that I do not like. If you're a man, you're not supposed to cry. You're not supposed to show emotions. Come on now. That is the biggest lie ever. Because if something hurt you, you have every right to cry. But when you take it back to seeing the very person who brought you into this world, seeing her suffer the way that she did, but never giving up, how was that for you as a 13-year-old boy?
Oh, I mean, it's challenging. It's challenging because losing a mom so young, you also lose a part of you. And I'll kind of explain what that means. As a grown man now, 33 years old, like I never truly healed from it. I'm in therapy now and I'm learning things now. And as I'm older, that losing my mom, it kind of set things back for me emotionally, right? How to love, how to have that empathy and grace you speak of, and how to have balanced emotions. Like it took me having a daughter now to even really understand somewhat of the magnitude of what it is to love again, right? Or to be emotional. And playing this game of football don't make it any better, right? From the age of 8 and 9 years old, I was told I couldn't cry. Don't be emotional, right? Don't be the B word. Don't be this. There's so many things they put the pressures on these young kids, or we're forced to, I guess, stay and live in our masculinity. So there's no place of that emotion, right? And now you're 20, 25, and you don't even know how to manage the emotion. You don't know how to have empathy. You don't know how to love. You don't know how to be affectionate. You don't know how to see eye to eye with women or with other people who don't see the world your way. But it was a lot, it was a lot, and it took a lot for me to even to say that, because since 13, I've always played the game with the hopes of getting my mother a house, right? Getting my mother a car, or the validation of my mama telling me how proud she is of me. So to see how proud you was of him and his accomplishments, to see you so supportive. Uh, I loved every bit of it, but I told you before, it was also that hidden jealousy of I wish I had that, right? I long for that. Even as a grown man, I'm gonna repeat this again. It's like sometimes I need my mother hug. Sometimes I need to be told I love you. You get what I'm saying? And you go so long of not having that to where you are, there is an imbalance of emotion and love, and I think I'm at a point now where I'm able to talk about it. I'm able to be honest and be open, and also become a vessel to others of it's okay to be weak. It's okay to be emotional. It's okay to speak about how you feel, right? You don't have to be hard 24/7. You don't have to be tough 24/7. And if I'm just this tough guy, right, what emotion am I giving to my daughter, right? What emotion am I giving to her to see men, on that light? So as a man, I do feel like it start with us, right? We're leaders, and it start with how we lead our homes and lead our families. And I'm just glad that I'm at a point now where I'm able to speak out, be real with myself, be comfortable with myself, to understand that there's a lot of things I miss with not having my mom here, but I
Yeah.
still got space and opportunity to learn and get so much better at my own feeling and emotion.
Wow, man, that's deep. That is deep. And I hope someone took something for what Josh just said. And I, listen, it's going to be so many jewels that's going to be dropped here on tonight, guys. And as you can see, again, I'm getting choked up because just hearing you speak, I couldn't even fathom knowing that if I knew that then, I probably would have really got on your nerve because I would have been overbearing. Because the thing is, I'm the type of person that I don't ever want anyone to feel hurt, right? And I thought, maybe, mom was just away. I didn't know your story. I didn't know, I know a lot of people when they play for teams, they don't have family in town. But God blessed me to be there, to be in Jacksonville, and be able to come to these games and kind of like love on the guys who parents or loved ones are away. But when I heard that, Josh, oh my God, that thing kind of like did something for me. But to hear you say that you're still in therapy now,
Mhm.
here's the thing, Josh, and people of God, please do hear me good. A lot of times, if we don't get healed as a child, it's going to show in our adulthood.
Mm. Mm, mm, mm.
Because guess what's going to happen? Yeah, we may be 30, 40, 50, wherever. But then you got that 13-year-old, that kid that's still unhealed, that never got the help. So you're
Right.
wondering why, like, why all of these things are happening? What is going on? You even said to me one time, I think, I know I always called you son. I always called you that.
Yep.
But I do think you said it was kind of hard for you to respond as, mom,
Mhm.
because of that situation. So we're not going to spend too much time on the it, because that's, still painful for you, but you're in therapy now, and it's okay to go to therapy. So I want you to speak to our guests, our viewers, to let them know, like, that's okay. It's okay not to be okay.
And I think you can't word it any better than what you said. It's okay to not be okay. It took me years to even make that make sense, right? Because naturally, when you feel like it's not okay, it's kind of a panic button, right? I'm not okay, and you're kind of panicking on what's going on. But learning that every day I'm gonna be faced with some sort of obstacle, right?
Yeah.
Stuff is gonna happen. Not everything is gonna go my way. Like some things I have no control over, and I try to control the things I can't control. And I want people to understand, who's watching, that understand therapy is a process like anything else. You don't go to therapy and get better with just 1 or 2 sessions. I've been in therapy for a few years now, right? And a lot of it is dealing from stuff from playing the game, football, being depressed from that, family, my mom. Like, there's so much stuff that we deal with that a lot of people don't know. But I like to look at therapy kind of like a career or profession, right? In order to get better at it, it takes practice, right?
That's
I can't become a better athlete with just 1 or 2 days of practice, right? You get what I'm saying? I can't become a believer with just going to church 1 or 2 days, right? Like, it takes consistency of working and understanding yourself better, right? So I had to understand me before I can understand others. And I think sometimes we forget to water our own plant. So, people got to understand that you must get the healing you need first before you could even consider healing anybody else, right? We got to be in our own place and in our own world and in our best to try to bring people along. And that's when it started making sense for me. I needed that help. I needed to be a better man. I needed to understand, why am I not bonding? Why am I not connecting with certain people? Why is there certain genuine people in the world that I stay away from, right? That's coming at me with open arms, and I don't even know how to receive and accept that. And if I'm being honest, a lot of it do stem from that 13-year-old that never got help. That 13-year-old that never was asked, after everything calmed down, are you okay? Do you need therapy? Do you need to speak with someone? The nightmares, the PTSD, the things that you battle with that you don't even understand, to now, you're grown and you're realizing that wasn't normal, right? That wasn't, a typical day for, a 13-year-old. And, I encourage people, man, that's following. Don't have the mindset of therapy don't work. And I'll say this too. It takes a good therapist now, right?
Yeah.
You don't because you can get therapy, but if you're not in tune with that therapist, right, it might not be that person that's for you, right? I've seen that where people went and feel like they wasn't no connection. My first therapy session was in college, and it was very generic. It wasn't heartfelt. It wasn't emotional. It wasn't him diving in deeper into it. And I'm not saying he's a bad therapist. I just didn't connect well with him like I did with 2 other therapists.
Good.
That I'm like, oh, this was better with them. So yes, man, find that path, find the understanding, be real with yourself, and please, man, get therapy if you're battling anything that's dealing with mental health, please.
Absolutely, man, that was some jewels. Robert Jennings, thank you. Hello, how are you? John 14:7, he says, "For there is hope of a tree. If it be cut down, it will sprout again, and the tender branch will not cease." Oh, yes, come on now. Job 14:7, "For there is hope of a tree." Oh, he just said, okay, yeah, that's the thing. But see, this is what we don't understand. In order for the flower to become that beautiful flower, it first had to be buried in the what? In the mud.
Come on. Yep.
So we have to keep putting our best foot forward, even if we're in the mud right now, even if your feet is getting dirty. You know what I'm saying? You said that,
Right.
You can't go to church twice and then expect, to know the word of God. I'll be healed. The thing about it is you can't go to church every Sunday. And you hear me what I say. You can't go to church every Sunday and expect to heal, because God said, show yourself approved. So if you're just going to church just to show up and you're not reading your word and you're not having a relationship with him, you just wasting your time. Let me tell you that. Because at the end of the day, our God is too great and he wants to be reverenced. And I love that you, Josh, you came on here and that's the way you started out, you know, but at the end of the day, people have to understand these things are real. And they look at you guys because you're athletes and say, oh, you're not supposed to be going through that. They're not going through anything. That's why it burns my soul when I see fans being very rude to you all. I almost got in a lot of trouble out there at those games, you know, because they don't understand what goes on behind closed doors, you know. And you spoke about being depressed after finishing up football.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. My question to you, were you done with football or was football done with you? Meaning, did you injury to leave or you chose to leave?
Definitely injury. And I think that's what sparked it, right? It's one thing when you get to choose to walk away, and there's another where you're hurt and you kind of have no choice, right? I ended up tearing my quad and had to miss the season, you know, going back, I think 2017 or 18, somewhere in there. And it didn't go as planned. You know, from the age of 9, I've never missed a season. I've never really missed multiple games. And that was the first time I faced that. So it was difficult. There was a lot of fear. There was a lot of stress on what's next.
That's where your boy too. That's what happened with him as well. But the thing is, we never know what plan God has for us. We can make our plans all day. You know, we can definitely make our plans all day, but it's what God wants for us. And another thing with, you know, speaking from, you know, the athlete points of view, Proverbs 11:14 says, where no counsel is, the people fall, but in the multitude of counselors, there is safety. Absolutely. And you need more people to be open who know the word of God, to speak the word of God and show the word of God, you know, show how they're living, right? But the thing is with athletes, you have it wherein you're just told basically to focus on football, right? So my thing is, if you have an injury, it got to be kind of like you can't go. Because if you still have a little ounce in you that they think that you can go, they're putting you back out there on that field.
Absolutely.
But see, here's the thing, and this is what
hey, keep it a buck. Tell her how it is. Tell her
right now. But here's the thing. My thing is, you sacrifice, or the athletes sacrifice their bodies on a daily basis. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, in their mind, the mental is saying that, oh, if I don't go, my spot could be taken on my job. You got to know that. See, that's why they try to remove God out of everything, because once we know and get the understanding of what God has for me is for me, our life is predestined. So however or whatever God say we're going to have or what we're not going to have, that's just what it's going to be, Josh. But at the end of the day, no, I know I want to go feed my family. I know that I want me some nice things. I know, see, that greed.
Yeah.
The Bible tells us the love of money, not that money is the root of all evil. It says the love of money. You see what I'm saying? But the thing about it is, guess what? It depends how you're using that money, because it takes money to get some of the things that you want. So it depends how you look at that. See, people like to screw that little verse up, the love of money. But here it is, you're sacrificing your body. You're going back out there, you're playing with them, you know, for them. And they could come to you at any given moment during the season, during the peak of your time, and say, okay, Mr. Evans, go to the coach's office and bring your things.
Yeah. Your own. You don't own anything. You're a product, and you know that's just the name of the game. You know they're going to use you to every ounce of what they can get out you, and you're inexchangeable. Right? Get you in and get you out. That's the game, and it is a harsh reality. And from the outside in, you know you're blessed to understand it hands on with your son. But you're absolutely right. There's so many people who don't know what really go on behind these closed doors, who don't know why certain people got a mood to them because of whether it's practice, whether it's coaching, whether it's the position you in. There's so much that go on. And to be honest, I've gotten to a point where I don't even try to make people understand because it's a league of its own. It's too much, right? It's too much to try to get it because a lot of people look at that like, oh, well, you guys make so much money that did it. It's like you don't even have a clue of what it is, of where it's at. Like there was a time where I had torn my MCL. I had torn my MCL and I was supposed to be out 4 to 6 weeks, right? This is an MCL tear now. And this one I realized how harsh the game really was.
Wow.
So that next week come up, I get the MRI. I'm in therapy. I'm in physical therapy at the time on my knee, and I'm like, okay, they done told me I'm gonna probably be out 4 to 6 weeks. Cool, no problem. That Monday we get back, watch a little film. Tuesday we off. I'm getting therapy. Wednesday come and they kind of slowly got me doing drills, and I'm like, hold on now. I'm supposed to be out 4 to 6 weeks. Why am I kind of slowly practicing? Thursday, I'm practicing and I'm kind of hobbling at this point. I could barely get through practice. And I'm kind of looking at my position coach and he's kind of like, looking away because he's kind of shocked too. Like, damn, they're really making him go. And I had to play that Saturday. Now, I was a starter at the time and they said, hey, we're not going to start you this week. You're coming in, just in case of an emergency. And guess what? Second quarter, it was an emergency. The guy that they put ahead of me, he got hurt. So I was forced to play in the game. And I played through it. They got us drugged up. They got you ready to go and you going, but I wasn't 100%. I wasn't healthy at all, and they didn't care. But here's the thing: what people don't know, I was on my rookie deal. I didn't know that if I didn't play that week, I wasn't going to be there that weekend. That's what it was. It was play or be cut. I didn't know till my position coach told me, as much as I hated it for you to, go through that and wobble around, if you didn't play this week, they were probably going to cut you and bring in another guy. And he was like, that's the only reason why I kind of had you go through the pain. And it's like, damn, I was supposed to be out 4 to 6 weeks and end up playing in a game at probably 25%.
My God.
It's tough. People don't talk about it though, right? They don't keep
it above.
It's not. And then also I'm in a position where, one, I didn't know I would have got cut, but two, it's kind of like, if I did, right now, that's kind of affecting my livelihood. So you, once again, pushing through, and sometimes you make things worse. So it's a tough game, man. It's a tough game.
But the thing is, you said that I don't even try to tell people anymore. And, I have this group, this nonprofit, Mothers of Motivated Sons. And that's our goal, to teach moms, the things that the do's and the don'ts, right? Yes. However, you have some that actually take in the information and they get it. And you have some that just, okay, whatever. But the thing is, how would I know if I didn't walk it? You see what I'm saying? I wish I had a group like ours that, display or help in that manner, because at the end of the day, when you're coming into this thing, you don't know. Look what you just said. You don't know. Mm-hmm. So my thing is, I used to be on everything. Alan probably hated it, but I think, because I hear him say it now, but I think that his job, I thought I was making it easier, right? Go out there and play. Do what you do best, right? You love football. Go out there and do your thing. Let me, on the back end, kind of look at what's going on, because that's why I went back to school, Josh, because I wanted to know what's going on, right?
Love that. I love that.
Have Keep It a Buck podcast. You have It Had to Happen podcast, right? Mm-hmm. So that it had to happen for us to be able to keep it a buck. Because at the end of the day, if the it's didn't transpire, how can we keep it a buck?
Come on.
You understand me? We can't talk what we don't know, right? And Robert, again, I love he dropping all these scriptures. Hey, I'm a God's girl. Jeremiah 29:11 is my favorite scripture. For I know the plans that I have, the thoughts and the plans I think towards you, says the Lord, thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you expected end. Yes, sir. And he says, Deuteronomy 30:15, see, I have set before you this day life and good, death and evil. We're going to rebuke the last two, but in the name of Jesus, that's still the word, right? However, Josh, you got this podcast, and shouts out to you, Jarvis, if you listening in. All right, but like I said, you cannot have the it's if you can't have to keep it a buck if you didn't have the it. So I just love how God just tied that right on in. So now we know a little bit about your journey. We heard, guys, y'all, he's a 3-timer. That means he believes in me. That means I'm doing something
Absolutely.
right, you know, and that really touches me, Josh. You just don't know. Oh my God, that you don't know how much that touched me. But just to have you here tonight and to share your story and your testimony, we had that. But now we want to shine some light on Keep It a Buck. Tell us how one can actually book your podcast, or be a
Yes.
guest, or even just to do promotion or follow you guys. Please let us
Yeah.
know.
Absolutely. A lot of our content, you can log in or check us out on social media handles at the Keep It a Buck Pod. We're on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube. So we're pretty much on all social media platforms. And yeah, any type of promo marketing you guys need, reach us at any of those social media sites and we'll get back to you and definitely get you going.
All right, guys, you heard it here. It had to happen. Guys, go on Keep It a Buck or just follow them. Go on and follow them. Yeah, my girl said you're a superstar. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. And I like the Psalms that he put up here. He said Psalms 126:5. They that sow in tears shall reap in joy. But I'm gonna tell you this: a lot of times when people see when you sow in tears, they think it's monetary and you're going to reap in joy. A lot of times we look at the monetary side of it. You know what? Just having you here is more than money can buy, because guess what? When one see you keep showing up, they're going to say, like, dog, he likes something that she's doing. You understand me? But at the end of the day, we like to look at the monetary side of it. God gonna provide all of our needs. You understand? And he'll do some of our wants too if we get in line. But at the end of the
Absolutely.
day, yes, definitely you shall reap in joy. All right, keep it a buck. Come on. Oh, we here. A buck was kept. Yes, it was. All right, he put out. Here's their YouTube page, guys. And see, Josh, when we spoke to when you and Jarvis and I had the conference call, discovery call, this is what I'm talking about. A lot of times we have gatekeepers will not show you the blueprint on what to do and how to do it, because guess what? They're doing the same thing. Let me tell you something, Josh. I ain't worried about that, because what I told y'all, what God had for me is for me. At the end of the day, whenever I can help, just know that I'm going to do so. So, guys, go over to right now to YouTube and follow at Josh and Jarvis. Keep it a buck. Listen, y'all have to show them some love. They're on all social media platforms, guys. Please do go over and follow them. And like he said, if one want to be a guest on your show, please tell us again how they can do so.
Absolutely. We on all social media platforms at the Keep It a Buck Pod. Just write us on, any of those social media networks. We'll get in contact with you and definitely look to bring you on.
All right, you heard it here. It had to happen. Mr. Jennings said, if you're passionate about something, it won't always be about the money. You're absolutely correct.
Absolutely.
Because I'm going to tell, now you get ready to make me walk this thing, Mr. Jennings. Because
Come
at
on.
the end of the day, a lot of time, I've been doing this for years, have not made one red cent, Josh. I told you that. And I've been doing this for years, faithfully. Because guess what? It's not just about the money, but to me, it's therapy. It's the support to see the lives that's impacted, right? Because we could make that dollar and we'll spend that dollar on something that we probably shouldn't have. I heard Pastor Daniel, I'm talking about Dr. Daniels, he was saying something about, I'm not verbatim, y'all, listen, but he was talking about how if we could get back the money that we done spent on unnecessary things, we'll be rich. Just think about it.
I'm trying to tell you. Nah, for right.
Just think
For
about
real.
it. All right. Amazing podcast. Amazing job. Both of you. God bless. Thank you. Thank you so much. See the love? This is what I'm talking about. It's all about the love. Again, guys, we have the Josh Evans here with us on tonight, and he is keeping a buck. And we said it here earlier. Guys, if it didn't have to happen, y'all wouldn't have been able to keep it a buck. So if you would like to book with your girl, you can go to my website at www.ericawilson.ih2h.com. I love to have you. And as you can see, Josh is a 3-time. So, Josh, tell us something about what fatherhood is like.
Oh man, fatherhood, challenging, amazing, fun, loving, different. I'm learning definitely with my little girl, learning how to be more responsible, but also learning how to become a better leader. And that's kind of when I told you it start with me as a man, right? The leadership starts with the man in the house. So I know everything I do is being magnified, is being watched, right? I am showing her the first example of what it is to be a man, what it is to be a leader. And I'm hoping and praying I do a good enough job that she has a better understanding on what a good man looks like. And I take pride in that. You know, I love my girl to death. And I try to be that. I try to be at everything.
Let's rephrase that. You love your little girl to life. I'm big
Yes,
on
okay.
power.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like the rephrasing.
You know what? Just to hear you talking about what it is to be a father. You see, you just did something for me, just like I did something for you. And, you know, my mom is still here, but my dad is not, you know, and I wish those words that you just said I could hear. I was having a moment. His death anniversary was November 6th, and I was having a moment, and I was in a bad place, you know, because I never really dealt with it. I just suppressed it. You know what I'm saying? I never really talked. And see, that's the worst thing that we can do, right? But here's the thing: now that you're a father, you have this beautiful princess. Do you allow her to share her feelings? And when she share her feelings, even if she's a little wrong, do you allow her that safe space and let her know that, how do you correct her if you see her being wrong per se?
This is a great question. I think with becoming, once again, a better leader, you got to be open to allow her to express herself, right? It might not always be my way, right? Or to my liking all the time, but that's what a father is for, right? To correct the things and probably show her a better way or give her a better example of what that's like. I try to create a safe place to where she feels comfortable to talk to me or come to me about anything. I would say I'm probably softer than what I thought I would be with with her. So it's good. I feel like I needed that, you know, to be more understanding. But I want that relationship with her, right? I want her to feel protected. I want her to feel safe. I want her to feel like she can trust me because I know that goes a long way. But most importantly, I want her to see the greatest example of what she would want in someone one day, right? And that comes with good leadership skills, protection, and a good communicator, right? Somebody who's going to make sure she's good at all times. And I'm gonna keep repeating all the time, man. It start with us men. It start with us. We set the tempo, and it's nothing against women. I just feel like just because you're a man don't make you a leader, right? We got to stop feeling like we get this badge. Come on, let's go there. Let's go there real quick. Just because you're a man don't make you a leader. And I think sometimes men abuse leadership because we're more masculine, we're more physical, and it's like that don't make you a leader, right? A leader is one to submit to how to follow and grow with becoming a better one, right? You know, being accountable, being dependable, learning what your flaws are, right? We're gonna keep going back that you had to put that seed in the mud first, right? So watering your plant, growing first, understanding who you are and being comfortable with that to make sure that everybody else around you is able to water theirs, or you're showing them how to water theirs. So, you know, I'm big on being that person, being that guy to where, you know, my relationship, my kids, they can say dad did one hell of a job at giving us the best example firsthand.
My God, as you can see, he just kept it a buck all the way.
Okay.
Raw
We keep it
and
real, man.
guys. Oh my God. Listen, Josh.
Yeah.
Ooh, you just gave me chills. Let me tell you,
Yeah.
being a man does not make you a leader.
No,
Ha,
not at all.
come on
Not
now.
at all.
Robert
Not at
says
all.
the pit and the prison won't stop you from getting to the palace. But no, it won't, because you need that pit. You need that prison. He get ready to start because I love Joseph, right? But you need the pit. You need the prison to
Yeah.
get to the palace. And that's what I said in the beginning of the show. A lot of us do not want the pit or the prison. We want to go just jumping over into the palace. But the thing is, if God bless us with these things prematurely, we won't be able to handle them. There'll be
Trying
a
to tell you.
blessing, but then it also become a curse because guess why? You won't know how to handle it. You'll be so stressed out, overwhelmed, and all that other kind of stuff. So you just have to let God be God and let him do his thing. So the pits are needed. The prison is needed. The its are needed in order to get you to the palace. You understand? Just like the seed that was buried in the dirt, in the mud.
Absolutely.
You know, come on. You know when you pour that water in that sand or that mud, I mean in
You
that
can.
dirt, what happens? It get all icky and I know
100%.
that touching me, but little do you know that's what it's gonna take in order for
Yep.
you to grow, in order for you to blossom. Come on, ooh, y'all listen. Come on, all right, but you gotta trust the process when you're going through the pit and absolutely. You have to
Absolutely.
keep your mind. You have to keep your eye on the prize and not the problem. And see,
Mhm.
if you had your daughter came to you and told you something that was uncomfortable for you, but it was relieving her, you have to know how to handle that, right?
Right.
You have
Right.
to give her a safe space. You know, just like Alan was telling me, he said when something's going on with his kids, he asked them, "What's going on? Use your words. You can tell me what's going on." And then when
Right.
they tell him what's going on, he make them feel okay. Or you know what I'm
Right.
saying? Not just, man, you better get up. You better not cry. You better not do
Right.
this. You stop being soft. These are the things that our men are being. This is what's said to them.
Yeah.
This is what
Yeah.
they're being taught.
Yeah.
You know, so if I can't show emotions and I'm hurt, if you hurt me and I can't show emotions, what's going on? You
Correct.
got to know that that's going to
Correct.
play on, maybe not then, but later on, it's going to mess up their mental.
It is. And same thing for our princesses, right? If I'm so tough and strong with my daughter, I'm making her masculine, right? Which means she's not embracing her femininity. You feeling
There you
tough
go.
or the lack of a father's presence, where she feel like now she got to be more than or do more. Like this is what's being lacked in the homes, man. And we need a better balance for our young kings and queens. They need their parents, man. They need to see the greatest example of what it is to be loved, what it is to express themselves,
Yeah.
and on both ends, from a mom and from a dad,
Yeah.
of being open and vulnerable, creating that safe place like you talk about.
Oh, absolutely. And the thing is, too, I had someone, I think last week, and he was saying how the fathers need to be present in the home. Yes, they do, but you have to make sure that the environment is not toxic.
Correct.
There's great co-parenting, right? There's great co-parenting. You can
Mhm.
co-parent, but the thing, if
Absolutely.
the environment is toxic, just know that child is definitely going to pick up on it. We think our
Correct.
kids do not know what's going on. We think we hide it from them. No, they know what be going on because you will
Mhm.
hear it later. And then when you start seeing them display some of the things that was happening in the home, you're like, whoa, I didn't think that they saw that. Where did this come from?
Mhm.
But a lot of times it is keeping the main thing the main thing. If you have any type of ship people, the thing is listen to hear, do not listen to respond. Because whether
Mm.
you think you're 100% correct, that person still have their opinion as well. Do you have to agree with it? No, but you definitely have to respect how they feel it because that's how they feel. You can't tell people how to feel. Now, if
Correct.
it's uncomfortable for you, you can make the choice. You get
Mhm.
to choose if you want to continue to walk in that or deal with that. The choice is yours. All right, let's go ahead with these scriptures. Again, he says,
Mhm.
Proverbs 18:16, a man's gift make room for him and bring him before great men. Absolutely. God
Absolutely.
is not burying you. He's planting you so you can make preparation to receive what God has for you when the time is right. The time is right. I'm getting ready to walk in it, man of God. Yes, I am. It's okay to admit that you're hiding behind the mask when you're dealing with trauma and pain. Now, see, that's another thing. A lot of us is wearing masks. We have to take the mask off because guess why? God can't. He can't bless who we pretend to be.
Mhm.
He
Let
cannot.
me let me talk about that a little bit because I've wore a mask for a few years,
Right.
right? For a long time, and my mask might be different, but when I'm talking about the mask of pretending to not be hurt, pretending to not, be dealing with certain emotions, right? Because you don't want the world or don't want the perception of what you're going through out in the world, right? So you put this mask on to act like all is well, and believe it or not, there was times I was down and out, I was at my worst, and I've learned to not blame other people for not understanding the mask, right? If there's a smile on my face, that smile don't represent depression, right? If I'm kind of, my eyes are wide and I got different facial expressions that show happiness, they don't show stress, right? Right. There was times, after not playing ball where I didn't want to be here. I didn't want to wake up. I was battling a lot where, you're dealing with so much emotionally, and the depression that kicks in of just being different now. You're not in the entertainment world. Nobody's cheering for you. Nobody's rooting for you. There's not 60,000 people in the stadium, cheering for a touchdown or a tackle or a play to be made. You're now home alone in your box trying to figure out life. So I've been there. I've seen the mask. And a lot of people fail to realize too is they wear this mask even in therapy. So now you're getting therapy based off the character and not who you are. Right? You got to be open. You got to be exactly 100% of who you are for you to get the proper help you need. Because if not, you're getting help for something that you're not.
That's it. That is it. And hey, that he just kept it a buck once again. And I put in here, I just love you. I truly, truly do love you. And thank you for trusting me and supporting me, Josh, because coming here to be open and transparent and helping the people, because if only you blessed one, you've done enough. But I'm sure that there's many that could take something from you keeping in the buck, because at the end of the day, we like to walk around with the smile, but inside we're hurting. No, you don't have to walk around looking like what you're going through. That's not what we're saying. But right. The thing is, it's okay not to be okay. It's okay to find you a safe space to be vulnerable in. You understand what I'm saying? And nowadays, we need to get with some folk that know how to pray. Not P-R-E-Y, P-R-A-Y. We definitely need to be connected to folk who know how to pray and get a word and get a prayer up to God. And if we fall, because we all fall short of the glory of God. But if we were to fall, go to our Father and talk about it instead of going amongst each other and talking about it, making your brother or your sister looking bad. Because at the end of the day, when you're doing these things, people are looking at you crazy, because honestly, it doesn't say anything about the person. It says everything about you. You know what I'm saying? So I just pray that everything that you touch prosper. And I pray that when your feet hit the floor and wherever you go, I pray favor go ahead of them, because you have a heart for the people and now you get it. You had to go through the its in order for you to keep it a buck here on tonight. Absolutely. Not just tonight, throughout life. Y'all couldn't have picked a better topic. And listen, oh my God, and I love that ring. It had to happen so I could keep it a buck at the end of the day. That's it. Damage people. Hurt people. Sadness turns to anger. Anger turns to rage. And the Bible tells us that be slow to what? Anger, right? And it says, if a man create a safe space for himself, he can give a woman his heart. She will move a mountain for him.
Robert in his bag today. I like that. He in his
keeping the buck
bag tonight.
You might have to invite Robert to keep it a buck.
I like the words, Robert. Definitely inspiring, my brother. Keep it going.
Ooh, my God. Guys, we're at the close of our segment. We had the Josh Evans here on tonight, keeping it in a buck. And Josh, you know that we do not like leaving this broadcast without leaving our viewers some type of words of encouragement, because I'm telling you, somebody need to hear it.
Definitely. I'll just say this, man. Learn and understand yourself before you can learn and understand others. Once again, like we talked about today, it's okay to not be okay. Embrace that. Find ways to get better. Find ways to get the help you need. It's all right. There are going to be better days and more days to come. Don't let one bad decision spoil the rest of your life. We got so much life to live. God gave us an amazing world to live in, man, to have creativity, right? To inspire others and help others as well. So it's okay. It's okay to have those moments. Learn how to push forward, okay? Every L is not a loss. Some L's are lessons, right? And keep using those lessons to build on your craft and make yourself better. And sometimes by you making yourself better, you're going to make someone else better. It's all right. Trust me, better days are coming.
You know what I like to say? Better days are here. Woo! Better days are coming for some, but better days are already here. We just have to remove ourselves. We have to get rid of self and let God do the things that he needs to do and wants to do, because he has so much great things for us. But sometimes we could get in God's way, y'all. We really can. So let me go ahead and play this really quick before we get on out of here, because this is how I want to let you guys know how you can book. Here we go. Hey guys, hey, you may have a business, or you may be an actor, you may be an entrepreneur, whatever it may be. You want to come on and share your story. Do know you could come over our way. We'll love to have you on It Had to Happen Tuesdays and Thursdays at 6 p.m. And thank you all for following, liking, commenting, subscribing, and even loving the content that we put out here at It Had to Happen. God bless you all. Until next time, bye-bye. All right, guys, you heard it here. If you like to book, you definitely can go over to my website. But tomorrow, I will have a young woman, Josh. Oh, my God. Let me tell you, her topic is suffered at the hands of another. Got wind of her video. She was being, oh my God, beaten by, I don't know if the kids it's the kid's father, but man, oh my gosh, it's a domestic violence issue. She is now living in a shelter, you guys. She needs all the love that she can get. She has 2 small children. She's a young woman, y'all, and she suffered at the hands of others. Again, we don't know what people are going through. We don't know what's the mask that they're wearing, just to say that it's okay just to get by. But this young mother needs the love. Come on over tomorrow at 6 p.m. She will be here with us on tomorrow. Suffered at the hands of another. Domestic violence. Some of us is in it now. Some of us have been in it. But show her some love tomorrow at 6 p.m. We would love to have you guys. Thank you so much, Josh, for coming on again. Guys, please do make sure you go over to YouTube and subscribe. It's free, y'all. It is totally free. Subscribe and hit your notification buttons for Keep It a Buck, because it will let you guys know every time that they go live over there. I'm sorry, it had to happen. Keep It a Buck. Also, follow social media platforms. They have great content. Listen, that last piece she put out, I think you guys were on a plane. Y'all go over and see that. Man, I cannot wait. I think I'm just as excited for you and Jarvis to see what's next. When I saw that, I'm like, okay, so they coming hard, y'all, and they keep it in a buck. So again, shouts out to you, Jarvis, being in the back. Okay, you guys both could come on. Please do and share us. Abreast on what's going on with Keep It a Buck. We love you guys here. It had to happen. Come on, Josh, give me a hug.
Come on, man. May I have one word before we wrap this up? One word before we wrap this up. I want to say a few things. First, Dr. Erica Wilson, I want to give you your flowers and say thank you. Thank you for being a light. Thank you for being a secondary mom. Thanks for always being there, right? If we ever need to talk or have a conversation, you've been genuine since day one. You've been loving since day one. You've always created a safe place for me. Even with me not being your biological son, you've made me always feel like one. You've always had open arms to come on to It Had to Happen. Okay, so I'm blessed to be here for a 3-peat and probably gonna come for a 4th, 5th, and 6th. You're an amazing person. You're an amazing mom, and it's an honor and privilege to be on your show today. And I think you're going to inspire and be a light to so many other people. You're doing an amazing job, and there was no way I cannot take some time out my day to be a part of this. So I want to give you your flowers and tell you, please keep going, keep pushing through. I love you, and I'm going to continue to support any way I can.
Oh my God, why are you making me cry? I need to keep my lashes on.
Because we keep it real here. We keep it a buck, all right? It had to happen, right? It had to happen in order for me to keep it a buck, right? We had to happen. So, God. I really do. I thank you, and I appreciate you for giving me this opportunity to speak today.
You're so welcome, son. Oh my God! Listen, Jarvis came on. He said, "Hey, kind of show, yes." And I cannot wait to get to Jacksonville to sit before you and Jarvis. Listen, I'm working out some things. You guys said December. You was looking at December. So let's
yes.
get together because I will love to be in the company. I know that show is going to be fire, like you put here. But know that your words just bless my entire soul. You don't see, this is what I'm talking about. The money couldn't buy what you just said to me. This outweighs any dollar to hear someone speak like that about you. You know what I'm saying? You don't even know what you just did to me and for me right now. So thank you again for those kind words and giving me my flowers while I'm still here. You know, a lot of times we take people for granted and we do not give them their flowers while they're here. And Mr. Jennings says, when it get hot in the kitchen, you still gotta cook. That is so true. Want to eat?
Gotta eat, baby.
Absolutely. But again, guys, please do go over to YouTube and subscribe, notification button, and social media. Do you guys have any merch?
Not yet, but it's loading. We got some good stuff coming. Give us about another month. We got some merch. We got some merch coming for y'all. We got some merch loading.
Okay, y'all heard it here. It had to happen. Y'all lay around for it. But the only way you will know if you're following, right? And you subscribe. That's the only way you guys will know. We love you here at It Had to Happen. Meet me back tomorrow at 6. Suffered at the hands of another domestic violence issue. Young woman, 2 kids in a shelter. That's rough. So meet me back here tomorrow at 6 p.m. We love you here. Did we get our hugs? No, give me my hug.
Hug it. Bring it in. Bring it in.
I'm going to give you some love. Look, I'm going to give you some hearts.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank
love
you.
all you here. It had to happen. And Josh, I truly do love you again. And I can't wait to sit with you both. See you guys later. Until next time, guys. Bye-bye.